Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. PSR is excited to present to you Last Call, featuring your boy, the pimp slap P.O.D., Mike M.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's fun like money. Got bookies on the run, now it's time to get money. Not your typical way to ball. It's last call like some convicts waiting on the next draw. You can feel the tension. Did I mention? Fools better pay attention, cause we getting paid like a pension. T's on the ones and twos, we not the ones that lose. Mike Money's killers might even make the evening news.
And now, let's get to the picks.
We be pumping! Buzz Sports Radio, you know we be pumping!
What up, and welcome on in. It's Last Call. Here we go, Thursday, April 18th, 6 p.m. Eastern here, Pub Sports Radio. You already know what it is tonight. Thursday's connected to Friday, then we're in the weekend, and we got our guy ready to rock and roll here. We've got Connor, Miggin and Mac going to be dropping in here very shortly to go through the MLB schedule, the NHL schedule, and put a bow on the day out there. It's going to be a short card today. We've got two Major League Baseball games. We've got plays in each. We've got a final NHL slate of the regular season. It's a six-pack, and we got some fun plays out there as well. Tell you, as much as the end of the season is here and a lot of folks get apprehensive about it, I've had a lot of fun putting the card together the last couple of days to navigate this end of season conundrum. And tonight's no different. We got some bangers out there tonight. Literally, some bangers out there tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to want to stick around and see what we got going on out there. Of course, you guys know the deal. Smash the thumbs up button for us. Show the support. Help us crack the code. 6 p.m. We're here doing it on the regular. And we appreciate you guys rocking with us here with Pub Sports Radio. Hit that thumbs up and let them know. Let's get this voice loud. This Pub Sports Radio community needs to get rumbling. You guys are hot, sharper by the day, and it's so much fun building with this community. So let's let them know we're here. It's not just about the guys on screen. It's about everybody and what we're doing here, again, in this community, building bankrolls on the daily. We appreciate you guys rocking. You guys know the deal with Last Call there. 3 things we ask you to do. Hit that thumbs up, of course, is paramount to any show you watch on YouTube, especially the ones on Pub Sports Radio. 2, grab yourselves a pen and paper. You're going to want to write these plays down here, not just on the screen, but, of course, from that chat there. Again, I mentioned it. Oh, so sharp. I know Jimmy the Bag was talking about it earlier today. I echo the sentiment. I love the way we are growing, and my bankroll loves the way it's growing as well. And, of course, you guys know the deal. Throw your plays in the chat. We want to recognize what you guys are on as well. And, we will see how it goes. Dan Kelly, no, I'm not waiting for that Golden State to make the playoffs. Fuck Golden State. But whoops, we're early. We're early in there, Dan Kelly. Look what you made me go and do. Guys, I'm excited about the card tonight. I mentioned that thus far here. I think we've got 7 or 8 plays out there. Just about every one of them is a nice big score. So we're going to go right back to the same formula that worked yesterday for us. And, of course, before we jump into MLB and the NHL, we will give you that recap. Transparency is so important, and I'm excited to go through yesterday. It was on paper, it was like a middling type of day, but we broke through and we cashed up over 5 units yesterday. So plenty of fun as you see that kind of result out there. And, same game parlay cash for us. That was nice. Kobe White Day. Who the hell knew that? And there we go. He comes out and produces for us the over 2.5 threes and over 19.5 points. Oh, so much fun yesterday. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. I see my guy, Miggin and Mac, saying that they have postponed this Cubs game out there. Cubs looks to be PPD, which is fine with me because we got ourselves the San Francisco game, San Fran and Arizona. I'm fired up. That's okay. I mean, look, I had 2 spots I liked in that Cubs game, but that's okay. We'll get to it shortly. Let's, in fact, see what's going on up there with our chat. You guys make this thing so special. And I see Justin McKelvey's renewing the membership. Joe T in the house says, hey, Mike M, let's get that cash. I'm taking every hockey game over the total and first period overs with all the hockey games. Also, good luck, everyone. It's the wife's birthday today. Joe T, man, enjoy your time on vacay. Give the missus a nice, happy birthday for us. Do something nice for her. And I know you will, my guy. So enjoy your time, and we will see you when you get back. Zane Cole in the house. Ken Wood in the house. Of course, my guy, Dan Kelly, breaking my stones. Nicholas Handy. I'll tell you what, Dan Kelly, I wasn't going to talk about it, but since we bring up the NBA, let me talk about it for a second. 2 years ago, I said this was going to happen. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You want to go out there and play 40-game schedules, and you want to deal with load management. Only thing that's natural is the TVs or contracts are going to say, we're not paying you all that money anymore. You're not getting $1 billion from us for this product, this slop, this inconsistency, this unprofessionalism. And now that they're going to go back to the open market, it's renegotiation time. The problem is the brand that they're bringing to the table is way less valuable than it was the last time they renegotiated those contracts. Say bye-bye to those $170 million max contracts. Bye-bye. Dummies, you let yourselves out there and you put it on the table. You didn't play. You didn't show up. You weren't professionals about it. Now you got two options. Either play every single game. Actually, I guess you get three options. You play every single game. You shorten the season down to maybe a 60-game season. Hopefully you can play every one of those games. Or you increase the rosters. Now you go from 11 players to 20 players. Play as many games as you want. But there's no more $175 million max contracts. Now you're down to $80 million. Maybe. I mean, that's more than adequate. But at the same time, you did it to yourselves, the NBA. I'm glad to see it, to be honest with you. I was sick and tired of this crap. No game's important. Nobody wants to play any game. They're trying too much jockeying around with roster manipulation and game management. Too much. It's too much, and it had to stop. I'm glad to see it. Couldn't have happened to a better sport, in my opinion. Nicholas Andy's in the house. Jay Peasy says, what up, motherfuckers? Lost on another under. Damn you, Red Sox. No more understanding for me. I mean it this time. And Subhuman Gotcha says, what's good, fellas? There's my guy, Big Scott 510 says, what up, Mike? Need a birthday play to get paid. What's your best bet? Wow, man. I'll tell you what. I'll drop them out there, and then we'll talk about what the best bet is. How about that? I like them all. They're all great opportunities to get paid. There's my guy, Marcus McCarthy says, taking the day off. Good luck, fellas. Marcus McCarthy, my guy. It's good to see you. Maybe you want to reconsider with a couple of these plays that we have out there. On that Heat says, leader 1K short of cashing my plus 1350 same game parlay. Don't like him already. Yeah, that's how it works for me too, my guy. On that Heat. You get me one short right off the hop. You're on my S list is what I call that. Tarek B says, what's up, Mike? I took the Giants game under 8, 7.5 now. Also, the first 5 under 4.5 for my guy, Tarek B. AOD in the house. Julian Cesario says, what's up, my bros, pimp? Okay, Kelly says, that was funny. Steve G. Mikey Straps. Sulky King. Hey, man, I'm going to take a victory lap on this NBA shit. You know, this is what made me an effective leader in the old corporate world. You see things ahead. It's common sense. It's common sense. You can't just go, hey, you're happy. You got a big contract and you cashed a lot of money, but you left the brand in turmoil. Shame on that. Let's go. Ricky Bobby says, same. I'm that eat. He killed my stuff out there. Robert Martin says, what you cooking, chat? That's Nasty Nate up in the house. He says, Rosario RBI, Rangers game over, Rangers first 3, and Seager over bases, Nasty Nate. Congratulations on yesterday. What can we get paid on today, my guy? Let's see what you got in the chat for us there. But congrats, man. That sounds like a monster day for you. Seager with them bases spot, too. I know a bunch of the boys cashed in there. Julian says, I'm on the Diamondbacks Giants Nerfy. 3 innings under 2.5, 7 innings under 6.5, and my money line 2-teamer Cubs and Avs for Julian Cesario. Let's go, my guy. Ricky Bobby, good stuff, Nasty Nate. Dan Kelly says, I didn't know all of that. I just hope that they can no longer subsidize the WNBA. I didn't have anything against the chicks. I just don't like all the BS. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I mean, listen, big news coming for this NBA. And I got to be honest with you guys. I can't believe you guys like the NBA as much as you do. Respect. But it's a bad product. It's a bad product. It's too long. There's too many games. It's just a bad product. Marco Carrasco says, "Que pasa, Mike? You're that guy. Now let's get paid." Yes, my guy, top set. What's up, Mike? Easy on the flake. Dan Kelly, do you blame the commish? I do blame the commish. But unfortunately, the NBA Players Association has more involvement in what's happening than any other sport in major league profession out there. They've got more stake, Their vote means more in the NBA than it does anywhere else. And of course, you give them $175 million, and then you ask them if they want to play. No, they just got paid. It's human tendency. It's human nature. You just paid me. I don't want to play. You know what? So when I managed the sales team, I led a sales company. We'd have big commissions on the quarterly, and you knew some guys and girls were getting like $50,000 and $75,000 checks. Guess who wasn't coming to work for 3 or 4 days after that? Can't blame them. Knew it was going to happen. Here's what it is. What are you going to do? Let's go. I don't get me going on the NBA. It's not even an NBA day today, but we did cash yesterday in the NBA, so it's all good. Marco Carrasso, let's go. Top set says, I'm on that Giants over 7.5. Nasty Nate says, that was today, sir. No, that was earlier, Nasty Nate. We want to get paid going forward, but congratulations, my guy. Celebrate. You should. You deserve it. You earned it, my guy. Congrats. And I'm sure your bankroll looks very healthy now. Robert Martin says, Pimp, what's the best bet? Dan Kelly says, I do love that. Julian Cesario says, first $500. Holy cow. Julian Cesario, $500 Nerfy in the Diamondbacks Giants. He says, if it loses, no more Nerfies. Oh, man. Julian, I'm going to be rooting for you for that, my guy. I think you're in good shape to get it done as long as Ryan Nelson hangs on tight for you. But we'll see, my guy. That's big bank Hank right there from our guy Julian Cesario with the $500 Nerfy. Let's get into this thing, you guys. Let's go. Appreciate everybody dropping in and hanging out with us. You guys already know. Respect. He says, not the healthiest. That's like, no, man, listen. We're going to bang it out tonight. I can't wait to share the card with you guys. Let's get through this recap, and then we'll jump into tonight's card because I'm fired up about it. We've got, again, it's a small card, but you guys know what happens with these small cards. We go out there and we swing big and we do cash. We have the time to analyze. That's what gets me so excited about these types of spots here. When you've got these cards out there, I just get fired up to see, how creative can we be to get to the window. And I even wanted to add a couple more, but we'll see what happens. There's my guy, Ramon Scott. I says, I think we are down to betting women's challenger doubles from China at this point. Ramon Scott, I know if there's an edge to be had, you will have it, my guy. It's great to see you in here. Appreciate you being here, my guy, Ramon Scott. Let's recap yesterday, and let's talk about this one real quick. It was a 6-5 day. 6-5. We battled. We're 5-6 the day before. We were positive 1 unit on a 5-6 day. Yesterday, we went 6-5. We gained over 5 units yesterday in the show plays out there. It was a monster. I'm going to have to strongly consider the 6 o'clock window. We upped the window for that Phillies game so that we could get that in there because it was a smaller Major League Baseball card. Probably not the best of decisions. The Philly under 8 did not cash. And I know I felt bad for LJ too, because he was like, I got the Phils. I got the -1. Yeah, we both took that one on the chin. And we moved things up and we moved it out of sequence so that we could all take that loss. So if it wasn't a big positive day yesterday, then I wouldn't be laughing about it. But Cassius RBI, of course, doesn't cash yesterday. Does cash today. The Boston Red Sox, though, shout out Nasty Nate. Them Red Sox, baby. They got it done out there. Look, you got to fade Cookie Carrasco. Believe you me, he's a fade. In the dog roll, especially, you fade Cookie Carrasco. You don't ask any other questions. You just fade him. That's it. Just blind fade that guy. The Islanders plus 112 cash for us. That was a nice win. Unfortunately, we took 2 swings at that Dallas game there. The Dallas first period over. 1.5 does not cash. Both teams to score in the first period doesn't cash. I mean, look, I'll own it. It was a bad call. The numbers showed it was a good opportunity. Like every other game goes over the number except that game. But that's okay because we did capitalize. We got the Arizona Coyotes, the season-ending Coyotes, the franchise-ending Coyotes gave us cash. Now at the show, we took it at plus 146. I know that thing was hovering around 185s earlier on in the day. The big banger, though, was the Arizona and the over 6.5. I talked to you guys about that trend with Edmonton and their overs. We put it together in a parlay. We got the plus 325 out. Big spot there. Then we looked down in the Sixers. Hopefully you watched the live stream. We caught them plus 215. Unfortunately, for show purposes, though, the minus 5.5 did not get there. Man, they were getting busted up. They were lucky to win that game. But then I thought at the end they might find a way to cover. They were up like 5 points with 30 seconds. Then the bottom fell out. The foul game happened, and that's where we end up taking the loss. We rallied them. The Bulls, same game parlay. The Kobe White coming out party over 2.5 3-pointers, over 19.5 points, and Boost with 10+ rebounds. I told you, I expected them to have it by the fourth quarter. Sure as shit, that's how it happens. That's a plus 246. And then we got the Bulls -3 at -110. So, we took some shots. We probably in hindsight, the double dip on the Dallas game was the killer. Probably just a single unit loss there would have been a little more satisfactory. But look, they don't all work out the way they're planned. If they did, we'd be millionaires, not even doing this stuff anymore. And it's all good. That's the way it goes. Nasty Nate, I got to recap the past, man. What do you want me to do here? That's my only currency in this game here. I got to talk about, yeah. You think I don't see you coming in when you go 1-9, recapping that 1-9, my guy. I know it doesn't happen that often, but we got to recap. That's the way it goes in the business, my guy. Brian Watson says, good day. 3-0 this afternoon for Brian Watson. Good night. You guys killed it, man. That's awesome. Nasty Nate, Brian Watson. Shout out Fanatical Jim in the house. Ricky Levine says, pimp slap. Let's get that cash. That yesterday goal for Pittsburgh was trash. Congrats on your win. Oh, the goalie for Pittsburgh. Yeah. That was a good win. Man, there was a lot of goals called back in that game, too. That was a crazy there was like 3 goals called back. What's funny is when Pittsburgh had the second goal called back and they were up by a goal, it was a live bet opportunity. Once you see those double goals get called back, you kind of know the trickeries in the books out there. JPZ says, I had a Cubs-Avs parlay 2. Robert Martin says, Coyotes game was fixed for sure, guys. Last home game, come on. Hey, man, listen, I'll take it. I'll take it. That was a fine fix for us. The fix was in. Where's that guy the fix was in? I remember that name. I haven't seen that in a minute. Tarek B says, that's why you live bet the Sixers cash money. Robert Martin says, had 2 units on Edmonton. That's why I am upset. Yeah, I get it. Everybody was on that Arizona spot, too. That was one of those. I even said it like, hey, we might take this L, but that's okay. Nasty Nate says, oh, I lose plenty, but you want to hear about that shit? No, nobody wants to hear about it, right? It's all good, dude. It's all good. Ricky Levine says, wild game. Miggy Smalls in the house there. 1-on-1 day with a 1 unit profit. Let's go. Oldie says, at JPZ. But white person I know, definitely not me, had a heavy bet on the Miami Sixers under, possibly yelled, he sucked me into that one. He sucked me into that one. I was on the over in that game. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Plus, we talked about it. I told you guys that amazing stat, 77 and was it 77 and 23 or 77 and 25, the over, right? We talked specifically about a team that's averaging 16 points or less. I'm sorry, the total was 16 points or less than what the season average is. A team that likes to go under was a great spot there for that Sixers game to go over. Now, look, was it lucky? Yeah, it was 209. I mean, could have very easily been a loss, but we talked about it here and we got the cash. And that's what matters the most out there. Robert Martins is handing out mullets at the game. That's another different story there. Arizona, and now they're saying they're going to get a team back in 5. I got a lot of opinions around a lot of these sports moves that are taking place here. And Arizona does not deserve a team in 5 years. They don't deserve a team in 15 years. They couldn't support that team the way it was. What, things are going to change in 5 years? Nobody was showing up to the games. The NHL, talk about subsidizing. The NHL had to subsidize the Arizona Coyotes. They got kicked out of their building because they weren't paying their property taxes, and they had to jump into a college building that held no more than 5,000 people. You don't deserve a team. Tell me you don't deserve a team without telling me you don't deserve a team. I just did. I just did. How about that? That's where it is. But let's go, guys. We got ourselves a nice card tonight. I know our guy, Miggity Mac's, going to be rolling up through here momentarily, and we will dive in here. I see that Miggity Mac said it is postponed. Let me just double check over here as well and make sure that this is in fact the case.
Mikey.
Connor, Miggity Mac, Daddy. What's up, baby?
What up, brother?
I'm just screaming.
Doing good.
Hollering.
They're just ditching over here, bitching about the NBA, bitching about.
You know what, though? It might sound like it's bitching, but it's actually joy in which I'm communicating that because they deserve it.
It's like when you say, get off my lawn, you're smiling as you're walking back, right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Get your fucking footprints out of my yard. I'll tell you, it just makes me so happy, to see that, and who's the leader of the NBA that didn't say this is going to happen? At some point in time, they didn't say, hey, guys, come here. If you don't start playing games, they're going to stop paying you. I don't know. I mean, you don't show up to work, you don't get paid. That's the way it goes, C-Mac. But don't get me started, C-Mac.
I won't. Let's get into this baseball. Shout out to the chat. All you guys. Marco, Ricky, Robert, Julian, what's up, Mike? Jay Peasy, Oldie.
Dude, the boys smashed it earlier today. Nasty Nate crushed it. I know the gang was there, man. They showed up and rocked out for those afternoon baseball spots.
Yeah, I went 2-0. I had that under. Angels, Rays. I thought it was a nice spot. And Leiter, he wasn't ready. I could have told you that. Like, I would have been shocked if he would have went out and pitched 6 scoreless because he's gotten tattooed in the minors. I think they've rushed him very quick, you know. So I just took the Tigers. Should have went with the full game. But I thought because Maeda got lit up as well. But, yeah, it was easy cashes in the afternoon baseball.
And then we've got this one game left today. Now that I saw your note there about this cancellation, the Cubs game. It's too bad. I was going to go in on that game. I'd like Michael Busch for the RBI again. I like the Cubs -1. The Cubs team total over 4.5. I thought it was pound the snot out of Miami. First time they open a series on the road, 0-6 this season. Definitely spade spots for that Miami Marlins. But what are we going to do? Let's go on to the next one. Let's talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants. Why not? Here we are. That's what it looks like there. We got this thing popped off here. The Arizona Diamondbacks opened up as a +146 road dog. 58% of the bets and 71% of the cash have moved on the Arizona Diamondbacks, and it's moved down significantly. 10 cents of movement on the Diamondback side, 30 cents of movement against the San Francisco Giants. And it's correlated action. You see the cash coming in on the Diamondbacks. You see the numbers are moving accordingly. You do see some upward movement in the total. This total started at 7.5. We see some 8s out there. We have 58% of the bets on the over. We don't have any visibility into the cash. But what we have visibility in is the starting pitching matchup, C-Mac. We've got Ryan Nelson, 5.27 ERA, 1-2 on the season. Logan Webb, 3.8 ERA, 1-1 on the season out here. Should be a lot of fun to see how this thing pops off here. We saw kind of what's been going on. San Francisco went out there and had their hands full with Miami. Tight games, battles. Arizona on the other side of things started off with hot bets. Kind of felt like they've gone to ice a little bit here, C-Mac. I don't know if you've what say you about this game, but I'm excited to talk about it. Why don't you share us? How are you trying to get paid in this game?
Yeah, I've looked at this game, all day because this is all we had here for the show. With Nelson, he had a few starts last year going back that were pretty good here against the Giants. You know what I mean? Just giving up a couple runs, went over 5 innings, but I don't trust him. He went 8-8 last year, over 5 ERA. He hasn't been awful to start the year, and his best start was just his last start against the Cards, but we all know how the Cards bats are ice cold. Mikey, that team can't hit a lick at times. And Logan Webb, we all want him here at home where he's been his best. I think, he gave up a couple runs in some of these starts to the D-backs, but other than that, he's been good. And you know what he does? It seems like he goes 7 innings, especially here at home. As long as he keeps the ball down, ground ball pitcher, he's good, and it's worked out for him. Yeah, the D-backs red hot with the bats. I mean, I kicked myself. The price was a little bit out of hand with Marte. Guy's red hot. He hits a home run yesterday to lead it off. So what do we get here today? I lean to this under here. I just do. Giants haven't been swinging the bat well. D-backs have a little bit cooled off. They had the huge game, 12-11, the other day. Where's the Cubs? But I got a few props in this game. As much as I'm leaning on this under, I don't know what we get. Do you think this is value? I like the Giants. The Giants with this price, Mike, is a no bueno. So I guess if you take it, you go run line. If you think they can win by a few, I've had trouble with them already. They haven't gotten anything done for me early on in the year, so I can't take it. But one guy here, Hung-Hoo Lee, paid this man from Japan, hit .330 over there in his first 7 years. Paid him, 6-year, $113 million contract in the leadoff spot, playing center field. 9-game hitting streak, and 5 of those games, I think he had 2 hits. Give me his over 1.5 here against Nelson, baby. 1.5 total bases plus 120. in the leadoff spot. That's what I'm on here. As much as I haven't bet this under, I'm leaning that way. First 5, I'm on this prop with him, and I love it. The other prop, which I'll get to, Conforto. And he's got decent numbers off Nelson, 3 for 7, a home run. If you want to put a little bit on that, I don't mind, in the 4-hole. And he's just hot right now. He's going to cool off. We all know who Mike Conforto is. This is not going to sustain his hitting. And maybe not even staying here in the 4-hole. But RBI for him, plus 155, I think it's worth a small look as well. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Conforto. What I like about Conforto is he didn't play yesterday. So he's rested.
Yeah, he had the day off. Yeah.
He's got the day off. He's coming back into town. He's ready to go. And he's in that 4-hole. So there's a lot to be said about that opportunity. And he's plus 170 on the RBI. So I'm RBIing up with our guy Conforto. Originally, I was going to get a little more involved on that Cubs game, but since we're shut down, that's where we are. So plus 170. I love that Lee look as well. The over 1.5 total bases.
Where's the 70 you got? What book is that? I only got 160.
BetMGM. BetMGM has let's see. Looks like it's got some movement to it now. It's down to 162, and that seems to be now the number that's kind of across. Well, Caesars is down to 159.
It's all good. Okay,
162 again. So yeah, we're in that range. We'll take them with the 162. That won't make me like him any less. I think it's a great opportunity just because he does have the rest. But you talked about Ryan Nelson, and I couldn't agree more. Ryan Nelson's 0-9 as a dog in the Arizona spot there when they've lost outright or won the last game by a run. So for whatever reason, when it comes down to this guy getting out there and figuring it out, they just don't give him any run support. This is that classic situation like we saw years back. And some of these pitchers that maybe have the numbers don't get the run support in that spot. And then on the other side of things, when you've got San Francisco, 29-0 if they're in the first game of the series and the line shorter than the previous meeting. So for whatever reason, they're looking at this number and they're saying, hey, we're going to make them even bigger favorite than they were the last time out there, 29-0. So we've got the intersecting 0 spots out there. Obviously, you guys have heard time and again, probably all day today from anybody that's talking out there about, what does Webb do in the favorite role? I don't dismiss any of that, but I got San Francisco -1. I got a -109. And then I've got Conforto. We'll take him at the plus 162 for the RBI. Double dipper, San Fran -1. I think they get the job done. On average, we're seeing in this margin a 2.5 to 3.5 game run victory, a 3.5 total victory, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think the -1 gets us there. And at the end of the day, if they win by 1, which is so San Francisco, and Conforto knocks one home for me, then we're still going to be in the plus cash, my guy. So I like it. Beautiful. I'm going after it.
All right.
Let's go onward here. We've got we've got the NHL and we've got finally the last game of the season. I feel like I've been talking about the last game of the season in the NHL for 2 weeks now. Feels like the season just didn't want to end. They just kept hanging on. I don't know. For me though, I'm excited about the card I have here. I'll tell you, high level, 1, 2 parlays and a monster goal scorer, and you probably won't believe the monster goal scorer. So I'm excited to talk about it, but. The Seattle Kraken and the Minnesota Wild popping off the night here. And I like what the NHL did with the schedule. They kind of staggered it from that 7 o'clock start on. So, we kind of, the fact there's no Major League Baseball now at 7 o'clock means we just have to kind of navigate this Minnesota Wild Seattle Kraken game. And I will say this, we've got Joey Decord is unconfirmed. Marc-Andre Fleury, interesting spot about Marc-Andre Fleury. They just re-upped him. They just re-upped his contract out there and give him another $2.5 million contract extension. So they like what they saw. Somebody saw something that they liked out of this guy. 17, 14, and 5 on the season with a 2.98 goals against average and an 89.5% save percentage out there. Stellar performance against Seattle the last time out. 5-2 victory in that game. And as I mentioned, Joey Decord, they're just trying to, ride out the string at this point. 18, 18, and 11. CMAC. I got nothing in this game. It's early. I wanted to try to get some action. I did originally lean to the Minnesota Wild -1.5 and the under 6. It was plus 470 if you put the two together. But thought we did that the other night. I don't want to get too cute and overextend those type of opportunities, but that's just a strong lean for me at this point. How about you, CMAC?
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved in this one. You mentioned Floor, the Lee here with the re-signing, $2.5 million. And I thought, especially, he had a stretch there, it was really, really good. But he's given up 4 goals in 4 of the last 5. It hasn't been good the last 2 or 3 weeks. But this is a Kraken team that, I've not bet them a lot, Mike, all year long. Or I bet against them. Joey Decor's been all right, like you were talking about. He's 18-18, 2-4 goals against. I think you bet the Kraken or nothing here. I looked at a couple props as we had such a light card here. McCann shots on goal, or maybe his goal here. The 2.5 -140. I'd almost go to the 3.5. Maybe bump it up for him. He's at 29 goals here. But that was it for this one.
Yes, sir. As I mentioned, the -1.5 was I'm tired of trying to figure out who's trying to play for what. I can't imagine what Seattle's playing for. They got to just be ready to be done. They're probably going home. They're probably going right on vacation after they lose this game out there. I do expect Minnesota to get the job done, but no play for either of us here. We're going to kind of start off with a big donut on that spot here, but we do have an 8:00 game, and we've got the Vancouver Canucks and the Winnipeg Jets. Quite the playoff matchup on the table here for us. We've got Thatcher Demko confirmed. Good old Thatch is going out there at 35-13-2 on the season. They're number 1. And on the other side of things, no Hellebuck. They're going to give Hellebuck the night off, and they're going to go to Brossoit. Probably arguably makes no difference. This guy's 14-5-2. The goals against average for Thatcher Demko, 2.43 goals against. The big deal is that he's back. They're kind of coming back, and he had that multi-week injury. It's going to be his 2nd straight game, so they're trying to get him ready, chisel off the rust, and get him into playoff position. Then on the other side of things with Brossoit, we've got a situation where there's an opportunity for the Jets to take this home ice advantage opportunity for the playoffs. So I don't know about this game. I'm eager to hear how you want to try to get paid on this one, C-Mac. I know our guy T had to step out, so of course I shit the bed with the graphics. We'll leave that up there. But please, by all means, talk to us about this game. What do you think's going on here?
Yeah, Hellebuck out here, and do we have more people out here for the Jets? Right?
Yeah,
Shoffley's not going. Connor's out. I think a few others. I don't know if Gabe Velarde's out. I haven't seen that one yet. And this is shifted to the Nucks in this one. All the games I liked last day of the year, Joe T put in the chat, I like a lot of overs, but this was one. I lean under here a little bit. I don't know about you. Both these teams have been good. Brossoit's been great all year, 14-5 all year long, and he might come up big in the playoffs if needed. You know what I mean? If Hellebuck could just get drilled, sometimes this happens. You got to go with the hot hand, and I think that's really good for a Jets team during the playoffs. And you have a good thing to have. I think this is starting to go the line a little bit here to the Nucks. I kind of like them, but I don't want to get involved at all. Lean under.
I'll tell you what. You see it time and again. If you guys, hopefully, there's a lot of new hockey fans that we've been able to acclimate to the NHL this season because it's been just a monster season. But that being said, you look at these goaltending situations, and you see it time and again. Goaltenders, their starter, sometimes they just get beat up and they can't handle the taxing of the playoffs, and the backup comes in and they're phenomenal. 3 teams, I think, that have that opportunity this season. In the West, clearly you got this Winnipeg Jets team. This 1-2 punch they've got is probably the best goaltending combination. You know what? Vegas has got a good stretch too. The Logan Thompson, Aiden Hill thing going on there for Vegas.
Yeah.
The health is going to be a factor for both of these teams. And then on the East, you look at the New York Rangers with their situation in Shesterkin and Quick. Now, Quick was the surprise there because this guy was kind of old as dirt, and they kind of revived him and brought him back to life out there. In fact, most of the season, he played better than Shesterkin. Then you look down, the other team, I think, in the East that's got some strong goaltending capability there is Carolina, especially with Freddie Anderson coming back from the blood clots that he had kind of early in the season. He's back, and he's playing well, and he doesn't have half the season of wear and tear on him. So there's a guy that, clearly could step in and make some noise out there. So there's some teams to look out for when it comes to goaltending in the playoffs.
And I want to see it though, Mikey, with the Canes team in the playoffs. They continuously just get bounced. They kind of get by the first round, but it's been tough for them. Can they deliver here this year?
If it was me and I was Carolina, I would rock the Hartford Whaler jerseys from start to finish until the season's over there. That ugly green was definitely I love that green. That was one of my favorites. And I know a lot of people hated on it, but I was like, man, those are some sharp jerseys with that Whaler logo there, the whale tail mixed in there.
Yeah.
Bring them back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about this next game here we've got on deck for us here. And you know what? Before I do that, let me see if I can't pull this up as well. There it is. The San Jose Sharks, the Calgary Flames on deck tonight. When we look at this goaltending situation here, I don't know what to make of it. We got Devin Cooley. He's 2-2-1 on the season. Surprisingly, he's 2-2-1 on the season. He's got a 4.36 goals against average and an 88.2% save percentage. Then we've got Dustin Wolf going in for Calgary. 6-7-1 is Dustin Wolf. 3.3 goals against average, 89.1% save percentage. They move this line up to 6.5, and you'll see in the graphic here that it is juiced at -120 for these teams out there. And quite the spot that we've got kind of on deck for these guys here. I'll tell you, I don't see it here. Let me see if I can drop it in the chat for you guys because I don't see the play itself. But there's a couple plays that I have here from a parlay perspective. This is one of them. C-Mac, who knew this? But the home team, as a big favorite, the last game of the season, when they're playing a team that's got less than 37 wins, are 17-1 on the season. 17-1 in that last stretch out there. Only one defeat. So it's only right. Parlay these three teams together, and I got it at +125. Calgary Flames are one of those teams in there. Look, I'm having fun. I talked about this before. I said risk reward for me at the end of the season. I'm not going to fuck around with trying to drop the -120s and figure out where that spot makes sense. It's great, but I'm not in here for that. I'm here to get the big swing for the big fence here. This one's not as big, but it's a three-legger. It's all three of those teams that fall under the criteria. We've got these guys, again, last game of the season, game number 82. The home team, the large favorite role against a team with less than 37 wins, 17-1 on that spot. C-Mac, does that trend surprise you? 17-1, can't really, right? I mean, home favorites, big spots last season.
Well, a little bit that good, 17-1. I mean, I thought it would, be up there, like 13-4, something like that. Yeah, I want to take the Sharks here. I can't do it, and they've been god awful. In Calgary, it's just been nothing good. Cooley has had these first couple periods where he's looked all right, and then he's just got, he's just been horrible in the third period. And we got Dustin Wolf, which is nothing to be proud about. And normally Sharks, I don't want a ton. Last game of the year, I think you could look first period. We're going to get to that in the next game, the over. I'm on the over here. And I know it's 6.5.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I think we get plenty of goals in this game. Two bad goalies. Not a ton of D, so I'm on the over.
I like that over. When I saw the goaltending, originally I was looking to that over to begin with because I just thought end of the season, you got teams that what are they playing for? They're probably trying to go put it all out there on the ice, and take a shot with it. At the end of the day, Devin Cooley, I mean, shit. I don't know what his headspace is going to be like. If I was him, I'd probably be pissed off. Got 8 goals scored on him the last game out there, 9-2 loss to Edmonton. They kept him out there and just let him get roasted. Like, I don't know how I'd feel about that situation to be at the end of the day. But Patrick McDonough says, thanks to whoever gave out the Yotes -1.5 yesterday. Wish I had put more on it, but parlayed it with the Sixers money line and the Bulls money line for a nice little +800. I believe that was our guy Subhuman Gaucho that dropped out that -1.5 out there. So that was a nice big score for him yesterday. C-Mac, to that point with this game here, one of the players that's in, I dropped another parlay in the chat. I'm just going to have some fun with it tonight. It's a 3-leg shots on goal parlay. And I look for the guys there's a lot of guys that are 3.5s, and there's some decent plus money spots, but I went to the 2.5 spots, and I went for the guys that are relatively juiced. Mackenzie Weegar, over 2.5 shots on goal is floating around -150, -160. And I tried to go with these guys that are kind of shoot first, or at least they get a lot of shots on goal. They're kind of that I don't want to say puck hogs, but they're clearly the guys that are the shooters on those lines. I thought Mackenzie Weegar is one of those guys. The guy just had a point the other day as well. I think he had a big goal for Calgary the other day. 2.5 shots on goal for him. We'll talk about these other two games in a minute as well, but Kevin Fiala over 2.5 shots. That guy's been just busting shots up like crazy. And then I went to Ehlers. Ehlers over 2.5 shots on goal. And that little three-leg parlay. What's that?
I said Lars.
Over 2.5 shots for him makes it plus 363. So a lot of fun. A lot of fun for those two little parlays that I've got popped out there for you guys. But let's go onward. Let's talk about the Edmonton Oilers. I thought I was having a stroke as I was saying that. Edmonton Oilers and Stuart Skinner versus Colorado Avalanche. And Justice Annunen. I don't care what Annunen. We got ourselves a situation here with two playoff teams that literally have nothing to play for, as I understand it. You got Skinner, 36-15-5. You got Annunen, 7-4-1. Probably the big news for Calgary or for Colorado in this spot is they're not starting Georgiev there. They need to give that guy a break. And enough with this fucking guy. He's out there all the time and he just gets scored on a lot. So you got to rest this guy up a little bit if you're going to have any chance to push in the playoffs. They can score, but they're going to need somebody to keep the puck out of the net. They've been outscored 26-14 over their last 5 games. That is the definition of cruise control going into these playoffs, C-Mac. What do you think about this game? You got any action in this one?
Yeah, I was looking at something here. And all year, I thought had done pretty good. And how much is on him? It's just Colorado's been so bad defensively. It's just been, they looked awful. And does anyone know? I mean, it's like McDavid is going to go here in Draisaitl. Are they not? I don't think they need to play him. Like you were talking about, the Oilers are set. Nothing's going to go on. They're where they're at. So I don't know. I don't know why they would play. I think we get goals here. If you, the 1.5 minus 150 the first period, I was just looking at the 2. If I can get an even money, and I might pull the trigger on it. Goals early and often.
I like that attack. You know, you're funny because you look at the Edmonton Oilers team total. When was the last time you saw an Edmonton Oilers team total sitting at 2.5? 2.5. I mean, it's juiced. It's minus 145, but still. And then even Colorado at 3.5. Like, it was a tough game to navigate there. I think that first period is some good action, especially because they go out there, they get ready, they go through. To me, it's more important that they go through the start of the, the warm-up routine. All that pre-game preparation, the waiting, hearing the coaches talk, letting the announcers do their – that preparation and start is more transferable than what the hell happens in the second and the third period. So, yeah, I like them going out there attacking this thing early. Why not? Take a shot at it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Smoke says, Mikey M, sipping on some 100-proof vodka with sugar-free Red Bull in your honor. Got to get up to get down, my guy. Good for you, Smoke.
Hell yeah.
100-proof, man. That'll put you in the hurt locker right there, my guy. Let me tell you.
Put some hair on your chest right there.
Yes, it will. Jojo Rabbit says, Subhuman Gacho, I missed the show yesterday, but hey, great minds think alike. Good stuff. Nathan Cerna said, I did take the Diamondbacks first 5 plus a half. And Nathan Cerna says, just got a White Russian out there. Let's go. Dan Kelly says, I sure that Salt Lake City changes the name of the Yotes. Yeah, they were talking about the Yetis. Fucking Salt Lake City.
They are for sure, because they kept one thing, Arizona, they keep the property, that name. So if they won't ever want to bring it back in 4 or 5 years, that whole thing, that they have it. So yeah, they're definitely going to change it, right? In Salt Lake. Because that's where they kept the property of it. Yeah.
I saw the Utah
Yetis.
No, it was the Utah Portsmouths or something like that. I don't know. There was some shit names.
What the Portsmouths?
Floated around some real shit names out there, and all I thought to myself is, doesn't matter what you call them, we're gonna box this team up in 6 or 7 years and move them somewhere else too. So, but we'll see. I mean, I'd like to see Salt Lake City makes a lot of sense because of the altitude factor, and they've got multiple cities with altitude. That certainly negates that Colorado.
Well, the Jazz has nothing to do with, Utah, because they were in New Orleans, just kept the name,
right.
So, yeah.
Which is stupid in itself, because it doesn't even make sense, the Utah Jazz. I don't even play jazz music in Utah. Jojo Rabbit says the Salt Lake Yetis. I thought that they were looking at that, either the Utah Yetis or the Salt Lake City. I don't know about that one, Smoke and Mirrors. I didn't see that one floated around, but I don't know about that. Rich H says
Salt Lake City polygamous. That's a good one. Polygamous. I like it. Smoke.
Nathan Cerna says, pimp slap, or do you like the Knights tonight? Well, let's talk about this game here. I can't believe I'm going to say it. So I do have Vegas in that parlay, right? Let's get that out there just off the top there. You guys saw the 3-leg parlay. It's Calgary, it's Vegas, and it's the LA Kings. That's the home team factor. That's 17-1. You put the three together, it's a plus 125. Then I went to Mackenzie Weegar over 2.5 shots on goal, Kevin Fiala over 2.5 shots on goal, and then Lars over 2.5 shots on goal as well. All three of those guys are shoot first guys. I love the concept. You guys have talked about this. C-Max talked about it. Joe T talked about goals being scored here at the end of the season, and these guys are just shoot first guys. So those are 363 plus opportunities here. But this game here has got a little interesting dynamic to it. We'll see if anybody talks about it before I jump into it. Ron Z says the Utah hockey team. Yeah, that's probably more likely what the case would be, or the Utah Zombies, he says. Yeah. So we look at this game here. We got the Ducks and we've got the Golden Knights. When you look at this situation, again, Vegas pretty much locked down, rolling in. They're going to Aiden Hill, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I know he's kind of struggled kind of coming back from that injury situation, but you got to give your guy some starts. You got to get some reps to build his confidence back up. What a better way to do that than to go against John Gibson. Nobody wants this poor guy. And the Anaheim Ducks are out there trotting their last game of the season, 13-27-2 for this young man out there. I'm not going to say it. I just want to see if anybody talks about it before I share what my play of this game is going to be. But C-Mac, the floor is yours, my guy. Talk to us about this shit show that is the last game of the season for the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, rough year for the Ducks. And early on, beat Vegas early on in the year. Vegas wasn't playing their best, but this is way back late November, December. But they've struggled in Vegas. Have the Ducks. This number's huge. So there's no like Stevenson. I know a few others. Obviously no Stone. Petrangelo, he's sick, I guess. But still, this is a huge number. But I think you have to take Vegas. But I want nothing to do with it. You know, can the Ducks come out quick? I don't know. There's been a few of these. I've wanted more at home. The other day I wasn't on the Blackhawks. Forget who they were playing a couple days ago. It's a perfect spot, you know, just like the Jackets and a few other. And they took the lead. I think it was the Canes. Canes were big. Yeah, they came out 1-0 there. But I don't want the Ducks. Not here. Who knows what they've been doing in Vegas. I think the Knights get what they want. Lean over, maybe. What do you got? Tell us what you got. Quit dicking around. Quit teasing here.
I can't believe nobody mentioned it. The biggest pile of shit to come out of college hockey in forever. This guy is low character individual. He stopped. They asked him before they drafted him in Philadelphia. They said, "You sure you want to come here?" He said, "Absolutely. My mom's from the area. I can't wait to put on the orange." Then they call him up to talk about his contract when he's done with his time at Boston College. He doesn't even call him back. He said, "I'm not playing for this fucking team." Then the scrub that he is, he goes out there in the college championships with Boston College. He says, "They're going to be crying when I go out there and score 2 goals." Instead, they got shut out 2-0. He wasn't even good enough to win the Hobie Baker Award out there. He was just a finalist despite leading NCAA with 38 goals. And he's second in points with 65 points in 41 games. Cutter Gauthier is making his debut tonight for the Anaheim Ducks. Fresh off a 3-year inked-up rookie contract out there. Practiced with the top line in Killorn and Carlson. The number 2 pick in the 2023 draft is plus 500 tonight. I'm taking a shot for Cutter Gauthier to get the big goal out there at plus 500. I was excited for him to come to Philadelphia. His character shined through, and he's a scrub, and potentially will reserve the scumbag status for actually seeing what he does on the ice. But at plus 500 on FanDuel, I had to take a shot. The guy's getting top line. It's his first game. You know, there's a lot of hype about this guy. Just came. Granted, his last game in college wasn't the best to write home for, but the fact that they were in the Frozen Four speaks to his ability out there. I'm rolling with it. Plus 500 for me, C-Mac. It's plus the huge discrepancy in the numbers too. Plus 350 over on DraftKings. Plus 500 on FanDuel. I took the 500. Fuck, going big for him. Taking a big swing at the fences with this guy. How about
Shout
that for an
out
intro?
to our guy. I love it. I love the play. Yeah, Rod, 0-5 the last 5 trips. Yeah, it's been a struggle for the Ducks. Shout out to Oli with the dono, gifting a membership. Jojo Rabbit grabbed it. Hell yeah, my man Oli. Just shout out to all the members. We appreciate you guys. I have not signed up yet, Ricky. I'll be in though, probably.
Well,
What about you, Mikey? You signed up? Are you going to get in the NHL? Are you going to get in the pool?
I have not done that yet, but we do have one game left. So what a perfect opportunity to bust out our guy, Jimmy the Bag here, and give a little intro to what it is that we're talking about.
The NHL playoffs are finally here. Not long from now, one team will be awarded the greatest trophy in professional sports. And here at Pub Sports Radio, we are celebrating it with our first ever NHL playoff pool. $50 to enter, and all of that money, except for $3 in credit card fees, goes into the prize pool. Your job is to create a roster of 20 players, any 20 players of your choosing. 1 point for a goal, 1 point for an assist. The team with the most points at the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs gets the cash. The top 10% will be paid here in our Pub Sports Radio NHL playoff pool. Picks must be in by Saturday, April 20th. Puck drop of the first playoff game, which should be an easy date to remember for you ganja smokers out there. 4/20. It all goes off. Compete against your favorite Pub Sports Radio personalities and get that cash. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here. Let's get paid.
Bingo.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I'll tell you what else is exciting here. And I haven't done a playoff thing like this. I don't know what you want to call it there, the points-based system, or it kind of feels like a little daily fantasy type of play. So I'm down for it. The last time I did a season-long fantasy for hockey, I kicked ass and took names. I don't expect that to change, but let me just throw this up on the screen. You guys can ask yourself if you want to challenge somebody that does this in the NHL. Look at that NHL record, goddammit. 234, 190, plus 61.68 units this season. Look, college basketball, that sucked, minus 1.84. We're positive across the board. I wanted to get the records out there for you guys, but we're at the end of the season for the NBA and now the NHL, so I thought it'd be a great time to drop it up there, C-Mac. All that given out here for free on Pub Sports Radio. Last call, Monday to Friday.
This guy, you're on an unreal hockey run. You're a hockey. Killed it, my man.
It's been a great year. It has been a lot of fun. But let's talk about this last game. Enough of that grandstanding out there. I feel bad after telling Nasty Nate about yesterday, and then there I go talking about last season, essentially, it feels like at this point. But nonetheless, here we've got the LA Kings and the Chicago Blackhawks here. What a battle. Chicago, probably only 2 seasons away from being relevant. And then we've got the LA Kings that are jockeying themselves into playoff position, stuck with red light Rittich on one side. And on the other side of things, we're looking at, I don't even know who's going for Chicago. Soderblom. Soderblom's going to be starting for the Chicago Blackhawks team. I don't know. You tell me what to make of this game, C-Mac. Oops, I fucked something up there on my side. The floor is yours, though, my guy.
Under here still, even though this is the last game, this is another one. I don't know if I get to it. And the Blackhawks under 2.5 goals, but that's like minus 200. You'd have to go with the 1.5, which is, I was looking at, it's like plus 140. Because I don't know if they get 2 here tonight. You touched on Fiala. I don't mind his shots on goal or his goal. I think it's right around plus 155. Yep. There. This Blackhawks team, I might have a piece of that later. And one other one, not a ton with the Blackhawks, but I love this defenseman. He always gets pucks to the net. And I love the 2.5 is plus 140, and that's Seth Jones. I was looking at him. I'm gonna have a piece of that at this big price. But other than this, Blackhawks, they have nothing to play for. They can't score, and this line shows it. And the Kings need to win. People were talking about. So does Vegas. Vegas starts about 30 minutes earlier that game.
Yeah,
I believe, but they both need to win. So they're going to be both giving it a go here early. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think the Kings are the ones that are still kind of. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't looked into it that deeply after the other day there, but Vegas is pretty much. Well, I guess the Kings are kind of settled. It just depends on what happens around them, if I'm not mistaken. And I guess that means they could move at this point, but I don't think I don't think the Kings can improve. It's just a matter of what Vegas does. I don't know.
And I think Vegas has to win. Like I think Rod put in there or someone else. They win in regulation. It can't go to OT. I think that's how it is. So I gotta check. I was gonna check here when we get off exactly because you gotta when it ends like this. These last days, everything's flying around like crazy for the spots. With all the points and everything.
It changes from the morning to the afternoon. Sometimes it feels like so. It's kind of tough to put a finger on the pulse there. You don't know who's going to be playing. It does look like though. I think to your point. From a player prop perspective, specifically, hard to go wrong with the Kings because they should be, of all the teams, the ones that are still going out there trying to get the puck down there, trying to put the puck in the net. So, you could argue that some of these teams have some things to get their goalies right or try to finalize their lineup, solidify their lineups is what I was trying to say. But doesn't seem like you could go wrong. Arvidsson, Kempe, Jones, Fiala. I mean, that Kings lineup should have some.
I think one here to take a big price plus 350 is Quentin Byfield. I think I love that price around there, right around 350. I think it's all. You mentioned Kopitar 2-1. It's not too bad, but I love that price there with Byfield, right wing.
Yeah, I think that's a great look too. And I mean, this is just a game. Connor Bedard should be able to get in there and try to get a piece before his season's over. From a rookie perspective, trying to pad the stats. And, you look at his shots on goal right now is 2.5. It's 140 on the side of thing. There's a lot of meat involved with this last game here for it to be kind of tucked away against a team like the Blackhawks. But it should be a fun one. Rod Zawacki says over 1.5 in the first period. Now, that's probably the best way to attack this game, trying to just go out there with that early scoring. I know our guy Joe T talked about it. First period overs in the games, minus 112 for that first period over on FanDuel right now. So you can check out that over 1.5. This is just the last leg of the parlay for me. So it's that home team. I say just, right? I don't mean
you just took them all and put them in a parlay. Yeah.
My only play is to put them in the parlay, I guess is how I should have worded that. And then, of course, the Fiala over 2.5 shots on goal as well. Just wanted to have some fun with the last day of the card here. It's kind of like the last day of school back in the day, right? Like you fuck around, you get the yearbook out and, you catch a nice long extended lunch. You skip a couple classes. You're out back smoking a giant fucking joint behind the tennis court. And then you roll on up. You get a couple signatures on your yearbook and you get the hell out of there. That's what we're going to do here with the NHL tonight. I feel like it's a good thing for the day. And that's how I want to get paid tonight. So going to have some fun with it. But nonetheless, C-Mac, give us a recap. Let's hear how you're getting paid here with the games tonight. And, of course, always appreciate you rocking and rolling with us here on Last Call.
Yeah, the big play for me is Lee here in the Giants game. 9-game hitting streak. Am I going off? Am I good now? Okay. Over 1.5 bases, plus 120. He's red hot. Got to take it. I love him there. And I'm joining you here. I'm going to have a piece of that Conforto. I'll have a couple hundred on plus 160. Ribby. He has come through for me a couple times. We're on the Sharks Flames over 6.5, minus 110. I haven't bet this yet, so I don't want to say I give it out, but I'm going to look at it because I need to get the best price, that Oilers Avs, because I'm not taking the 1.5 minus 150 first period. But if I can find the 2 at plus money, even money, I'll be on it. And the late game, I just hit it. Give me Jones over 2.5 plus 140, and I'm going to put a little on Byfield there, plus 350. A goal. That's it.
Excelente, my guy. Let's get this cash. I'm just making some final notes here. Tell them what you got cooking. Where's going on in the world of C-Mac? Big 420 show coming up on Saturday. Are you gonna partake?
Yeah, I'll be there for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'll make an appearance in there and get it done. Pack it up with the fellas and have some fun talking. It's going to be the first game of the NBA playoffs, right? The first game of the NHL playoffs. We'll have a full Major League Baseball schedule, so we'll have plenty. Sports going to feel like the old college football, college basketball Saturday shows.
Yeah, ton going on. One of my favorite times of the year right now.
So we've got about a day and a half left to register for the NHL pool. So make sure you get out there, you guys. Take advantage. Yeah. Let's see if we can't go. My feeling here is Jimmy the Bag puts the contest together. It's obviously a contest Jimmy the Bag knows well. So we all have to rally around here and try to take our guy down here. Let's take him down. Let's see if one of us can't put that cash in our pockets. And it should be a lot of fun to get involved with. So going to be a great end of the year. We got a big Saturday lined up. C-Mac, I appreciate you hanging out with us, getting her done. Appreciate it.
I wanted to hit on, let me hit you real quick with something. Well, I haven't moved on that under, too, in Giants, too. I was glancing at. Yeah, I got Carlson behind the plate. Big time over. He's already 4-0, too. It just gave me a little bit of pause there on the under. But that's what we were looking at, under there in that game.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I just wanted. Sorry, that was on my notes to give. I forgot. A lot of shit going on in the head here. Trying to get shit.
so are you wait and see, or are you going to go official and line?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. No, I'm not on the under. Just on the prop.
Well, we're rooting for Conforto. We want to see Conforto get her done tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. Robert Martin says, call 1-800-GAMBLER if you take the San Jose tonight. But I'm on the Sharks. I'm not calling. Just put you on hold anyways, Robert Martin. No big deal there. Nicholas Handy says, Wild and under 2.5 in the first period. Andrew G says, let's go Wild. Dan Kelly says, thanks, Pimp and C-Mac. Good luck. No qualifiers. I don't have any action tonight, but that's good. We know you'll be back banging with us for the NBA. Dan Kelly, we appreciate you, my guy. Nathan Cerna, Andrew G, old EJ Stone up in the house, Rod Zawacki, G Martinez. You guys are great, man. Without you guys, we truly do have nothing. It would be C-Mac and I just talking to each other about hitting props and goal scoring props out there. So we appreciate
Which would be fun. It would be fun, but you got to have you guys in the chat. I always say best chat out there, period, here at Pub Sports Radio, all you guys. And we've got to know you guys for years and years now, all you. Shout out to you guys. You guys make this, you make it run, for sure.
It's the community that we're building, C-Mac. That's what makes it so much fun. Everyone's working together with the same goal. Build our bankrolls, get that bookies cash, and let's have a lot of fun while we do it, you guys. Until we go again, we'll be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Appreciate everybody. Stay pub and Pub Sports Radio. Baby, let's go.